Hey guys, Deslater Magic here, and as promised, I came up with a deck that I think might maybe be competitive, I guess, in Standard right now. Now, I had kind of tweeted out some stuff indicating that forcing your opponent to discard cards while beating them in the face with the best creatures you can possibly come up with in black, maybe even mix white, mix green, mix red. It seemed smart, but I don't know. I like this one. It just I was gonna build it and then it kind of turned into this. So I don't really have an explanation other than this seems to work. It's kind of even matches. I wouldn't say that this is like the net deck assassin that just blows apart what people are playing, but it's good. I mean, it's good in that it has the stopping power to stop Mardu vehicles usually, and it has the durability and the creature return to get around most of the red, white, blue control loop draw garbage. At least until they ban that deck, and God knows they will. So, Scrapheap Scrounger I think is gone. That card's just stupid. That's gotta go. And either Glimmer or Anticipate or both. Those are just too good. They're just feeding. They're basically Smuggler's Copter in spell form. I mean, there's no other way to put it. So people are drawing, 2 to 3 times the amount of cards as their opponent while playing counter spells and removal. You can't do that. That's a fundamental law of Magic. You can't do it. So apparently, what'd they say, 5 weeks after the first Pro Tour or something, they're gonna maybe ban something. I don't know. I've heard all kinds of numbers. Nobody really knows. Sometime in the near future, they're gonna ban something because Standard is unplayable. There's just no way in hell. It's inconceivable that they will not ban something. So for now, right now, February 22nd, this is competitive. It might have answers to things that are no longer problems very shortly, though, is what I'm saying. So the land is, of course, Shambling Vent. I just like Shambling Vent. Basically, you got the lifelink, you got the 3 toughness, you can block. People maybe don't see it coming if they're a complete idiot at this point. I mean, come on, BFZ came out like 100 years ago. And I don't know, you could use it to flood, to overflow, a life gain trigger, you name it. It's just perfect for the deck. Blighted Fen, there's just 2 of these because colorless is useless, as you can see by the combined mana here. But yeah, I mean, late game, maybe you got boy, it would take 6. I mean, there's only 22 lands in here. It's a little bit of a far shot, so maybe just don't include this. Especially since we got double black, single black. I mean, there's a double color, double white. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just crushed somebody because of this card, so I don't want to take it out, but Concealed Courtyard, there's your fast lands. You really need these. You absolutely have to have these. 2 or fewer. I mean, these are what, the Scars clones or whatever. You have to have them for this deck. I mean, this deck needs the colors that it needs quickly, and it needs to get going. Then Evolving Wilds, that's there to thin the deck of future lands, because you don't need to get much higher than 3 in this deck, honestly. And basically just to fix your colors. Whatever you don't have, it'll go grab it. I was gonna put in the one that comes in tapped, and I thought, why wouldn't I just put Involving Wilds? It's the same damn thing, except it serves other purposes in thinning the deck. And then also cards that have Revolt, specifically this one, Solemn Recruit. Then we got Plains, we got Swamps, straight up. Might want to tweak these. I literally just dropped in 4/4 because I felt like it. I didn't do any math. I came up with this deck like 3 hours ago and have been testing it, and it works, so whatever. The one thing I don't like is that I've only got 4 1-drops, and you need some throwaway creatures, but would you get rid of the more powerful ones to throw them in? Probably not. The most disposable is Kambal in this deck, and not really because he's the most important part. Like, combo-wise and synergy-wise, he does absolutely nothing, but devastating to your opponent-wise, he is insane. I mean, whether they're playing Oath Super Friends or Removal Super Friends or Black White Super Friends or, red, white, blue, draw, non-creature, they will kill themselves with that card. I mean, it's just insane. I wish there was a way to resurrect him technically, or, hexproof him or something. So, first of all, for the little dummies, we've got Vampire Cutthroat. He has Skulk, he has Lifelink. he does 1 damage. I mean, do not underestimate the annoyingness of this, either as a chump blocker or as somebody who will get through every single turn, pick them away while gaining you life. Plus, if you really find you don't need him, you can sacrifice him, and there's a revolt trigger. Indulgent Aristocrat. Basically just an excuse to make revolt happen. There is only 1 card with revolt. I took out Fatal Push because it's just garbage compared to Declaration Stone, honestly. Yes, okay, Sorcery versus Resistant. Who cares? It's unreliable and I hate it. Let's see. Basically, lifelink 1/1 for 1. I mean, cool, you're gaining life. You could pay 2 of any color, sacrifice a creature, put a 1/1 counter on each vampire you control. There's a lot of vampires in this deck. I would maybe do it in a game. I mean, the cards are supposed, or the creatures are supposed to die then come back from the graveyard reasonably. Or like save themselves or whatever to a certain extent. So I don't know, putting counters on them not the best idea, but these are just here because, you know, they fill a slot in the deck for 1 and they have lifelink. Gifted Aetherborn, just an insane card. 2/3 Death Touch lifelink. Don't really need to say much more than that. It's insane. Probably the most powerful overall creature in black, you know, versus its cost. Scrapheap Scrounger, absolute pinnacle of the deck right here. It can't block, which sucks, but 3 damage, swing every single turn no matter what. If he dies, who cares? Hopefully one of these losers will be in the graveyard so that you can exile them and then bring him straight back to the battlefield, not even tapped. I can't wait for them to ban this card. Zulaport Cutthroat. Every time something dies, like for example this, or this, or this, or this, they take 1, or no, they lose 1 life. I wish it was take 1 damage so that you could reroute it to a Planeswalker, but you can't, and then you gain 1 life. I mean, Zulaport is amazing. I don't need to tell you that. It's a 1/1 for 2, kind of lowers the damage, but not really, because it steps on the gas damage-wise. Then we got Lone Rider. This guy is insane. He's utterly insane. He gets past swarms. If they got 5 creatures and you got 3, this deck gets shut down until you pull removal, and it's all spot removal. So the sideboard can be, you know, flood removal, like mass removal, -3 across the board, board wipes, that kind of stuff. But this guy, when he flips, and he will, there's life gain all over this deck, just don't forget to flip him. He becomes a 4/4 first strike trample lifelinker. Hello. And I don't think there's a way to put a counter on him. But, hey, can't have it all. So, I mean, a 1/1 for 2 again, but the first strike will kill, like, servos and stuff. It's just free life. You swing, it's free life. It's kind of equivalent to this. If he dies, whatever. I mean, he lost some potential, but he's also a lightning rod to keep the damage or the removal spells away from Kambal and more important stuff. Solemn Recruit as well. Then there's Ayli, only 2 copies because she's just there to drive up your life total. If your life total is super high but you can't hit them to get rid of something or get rid of, you know, Planeswalker, you can literally just exile anything that's not a land with her ability. It's insane. You just have to have 30 life. And then another creature to sacrifice, which in either case, either one of these. Or, oh, they're about to kill something. I really don't care about this. Boom, activate her ability, sack it. Oh, look, 3 life. There you go. And she's a 2/3 Death Toucher for 2. I mean, she's amazing. And she's legendary. Perfect opportunity to trim it to 2. I kind of got the numbers dialed in here pretty good. Next up, Deck and Stone gets rid of 1, gets rid of a bunch. If it gets rid of servos or Thopters, then guess what? They don't get any tokens. It's just the perfect spell. Then Anguished Unmaking. Get rid of anything. Get rid of a, I don't know, Dynavolt Tower. Those are annoying. A couple other like enchantments and artifacts I can think of. Gets rid of a Planeswalker. This just kills anything. The loss of 3 life means nothing in this deck. Nothing whatsoever. You usually spend most of the game at 30. Solemn Recruit. I need to put 4 in here. I will tell you right now, this deck isn't quite perfect. I wouldn't pull a Scrap Heap. They're too important. I wouldn't pull a Removal. They're too important. I wouldn't. I kind of would pull an Eternal Scourge because this, I mean, these, when they get killed, it's devastating because they have counters on them. But when this gets killed, you just bring it back. Unless they block killed it, though. That's the thing. This you swing with, they're going to start losing stuff, but you can't grant it trample in this deck. So, I'm really on the fence. I can't drag these down any lower. I don't want to lose these. You really don't want less than 4 of those. Those are game winners. And they get past giant rows of stuff you can't get past. Can't lower that or that. Maybe a removal. I'm certainly not going to drop 21 land, but I need to get 4 Solemn Recruits in here somehow. So probably for now, I'll just say 4-2, even though Eternal Scourge is the first card that went into this deck. So double white, it's a 2-2 for 3, but it's double strike, so it's basically a 4-2 for 3 with first strike. And, well, a 4-2 first striker would be a little different, but you get it. At the beginning of just your end step, and that's the problem, it's only your end step. If a permanent you controlled left the battlefield this turn, including Evolving Wilds, another reason why it's here, put a 1/1 counter on Solemn Recruit. So it's not a vampire, can't get a counter from the other dude, but you get one of these killed, you ditch one of these, you use her ability, you do basically anything, she will get a counter. Now, if you flip this, it's not considered leaving and coming back, so sorry. But yeah, I mean, she's, she'll get up to like a 5/5 double striker, and like even at that point, a fatal push won't kill her. So yeah, you're going to start winning with this, especially if they're wide open. If they're playing creature light, you're just going to kill everything with this. Eternal Scourge, it's a 3/3 for 3 colorless, and you may cast it from exile, and when it becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, exile it. So just keep casting it over and over and over. That's why it's an Eternal Scourge. The only problem is if you swing and they block with something on the grounds, not even flying, that has 3 damage, it's dead. But then it feeds into Scrapheap, you can exile it, and no matter what happens to it, it feeds into Solemn Recruit's Revolt ability. I wish I could fit another Revolt card in here, but you can see how full the damn deck is. Let's see. But I wonder if I'd pull a Gifted Aetherborn to put in a Solemn Recruit. I think this is better overall because of its survivability, and when it double blocks, you can just 1/1 something. Oh, God. I mean, I'm thinking Zulaport, but that's just so much damage, but so is this. It's just driving me crazy. I should just go to 61, but actually in this deck, you could reasonably go to 61, but then you're talking about all kinds of math going wrong with the lands and stuff. This isn't really the deck that you would have a legitimate excuse for going 61, but there is mathematically a time where you would do that. Don't listen to the pros. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. Let's see. So Kambal, very last card. This is the net deck assassin. This is the killer right here. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, which is everything, a vehicle, a planeswalker, anticipate, a kill spell, harness lightning, an artifact, an enchantment, that player loses 2 life and you gain 1 life. It's not even 1, it's 2. 2 life. I mean, when this guy comes out, it is just over. The game is over. I mean, even to kill him, they just took 2 damage. I mean, oh my God. Plus he costs 3. They're probably like seeing, Gifted Aetherborn, oh my God. And then they blow him away with Harness Lightning, and then you bring him out the next turn. Or, Lone Rider, he's out of control. He's a 4/4. I have to kill him. Oops. So yeah, I mean, I would purposely make him the last creature to cast, unless they're really close to dying, which would be really weird because it'd be like turn 4 or 5. But overall, yeah, I mean, you need maybe even a little bit more removal. And what this kept dying to was just flooding, just people just pouring out dirt cheap creatures, and like Gideon dropping out knights and then generating servos and thopters and just all this crap together. So instead of spot removal like Anguished and Deck, I would probably leave Anguished in maybe, but you could do, Fumigate, you could do the -3 sweeper, you could do oh God, what's that? There's like an Eldrazi -2 field spell. You'll kill almost everything on your side, unfortunately. Some of it can come back. But Relentless, what is that? Relentless, that zombie thing, Relentless Dead or something like that, didn't make the final cut because you got to leave specifically a black mana open. So if they kill it the second it comes out, you better have had 3 mana that's all black, and it just doesn't work. There's no other zombies. It's not a vampire. I cut it. If you find that you're getting killed a lot, you could put it in the place of Gifted Aetherborn, but I wouldn't. I mean, Death Touch versus I can keep coming back is debatably kind of almost the same thing. I mean, it's at least kind of close. The other one you could really drop is Ayli if you really wanted to put something else in. Like if you're just losing to some stuff, she's the least important. I mean, you only need to trigger Solemn Recruit, but I wouldn't take out Ayli to put in a Solemn Recruit because you don't have enough Revolt triggers. And her Universal Exile is right up there with Anguished Unmaking, except you get to use it over and over and over. I just wish that there was token generation, because it doesn't say sacrifice another non-token creature. So yeah, I mean, just tailor this to whatever. But like I said, the sideboard, probably just sweepers, just field sweepers, just kill everything. Trying to think what else I was going to put in the sideboard. Oh, Planeswalker killers. Ruinous Path. Yeah, take out deck, put in Ruinous Path. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. Some people are saying, oh, no, you have to put in to the slaughter because it says sacrifice. Yeah, for all those hex-proof planeswalkers, what the hell are you even talking about? What they're going to do, because you won't have Delirium with this deck, is they're going to sack the knight that Gideon just made, and then Gideon will stay standing. No, you want Ruinous Path. Plus, Awaken. I mean, come on. Also, maybe like a white Universal Exile in case something's causing trouble other than a creature, I guess. I mean, I never give out like a solid sideboard and say, hey, build it this way. This is the only way to build it. You need to build your sideboard based on the meta in your area at your local gaming store, because what is beating you? What do you have problems with? That's what you need to put in the sideboard. The only problem with the sideboard here is you'd almost have to pull Deck and Stone and Anguished. Nothing else from this deck can be pulled or the deck falls apart. It just doesn't work. A whole concept would be missing. I mean, maybe Gifted Aetherborn just because they're just standalone good, but then you'd be powering down your deck, gaining less life, everything slowly falls apart. But if everything's very quickly falling apart because of something else, then yeah, deal with it. So yeah, this is just a simple deck, and I don't know, not much to it, nothing special. I mean, an idiot could pilot it, just don't miss the triggers. That's about all there is to it. Some stuff keeps coming back like these two. You got universal removal, multi-removal, life gain, disposable creatures that are still annoying, and a devastating card. I mean, that's about all you need. Would I throw a Planeswalker in here? Probably not. I didn't really study it because they're too damn expensive. Maybe Soren could go in here. I don't know. I don't remember what he does. He flips up a bunch of cards and then blows crap up or something. I don't know. Might be fun if you got one, throw it in, but good luck finding a spot. I mean, I'd put it in the place of Ayli maybe, but that's about it. And Gideon really doesn't have any reason to be here except to generate knights, I guess. And then you'd pretty much just want to use Ayli's ability to nuke them with it. So I don't know. Whatever. The deck's not very changeable, I guess you could say. But if you have any suggestions, leave them down there. I built this deck really quickly, and I'm probably missing something. There might be better, I don't know, 1-drops or something, or 2-drops. I don't know. So let me know what you think, or leave your comment down in the comments section, and I will see you guys next video.